That made sense. And you should, Macklemore, you should have been at that fucking rally in 1950. That is a place where white people belong. Okay? Hey, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Good. Just strolling in.
Yes.
Are you?
Yeah.
This is Nick Mullen?
Yeah.
Come on in, Nick Mullen. Have a seat.
Oh, here? Or...
No, have a seat here. I'm annoyed by that entrance.
By that entrance? Why? That's what they told me to do.
I don't know. I wish we ran a tighter ship here.
All right, well.
Yay, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Mullen. Whoa! You seem in a bad mood, too.
No, I just don't know what the fucking process is. I'm not in a bad mood.
Okay. Let's not start off with a fight.
All right. Okay. Was I supposed to wear a suit?
It would have been nice.
There's just pot smoking in here, and
that was hours ago. That was 12 hours ago. Things have changed since last night.
Guy, so that's...
Okay. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
I was just talking about Macklemore's song "White Privilege."
Didn't hear it.
It's really gay, and the Freedom Riders, who would get beat up traveling across the South, going with blacks to areas that blacks can't go. That was cool. That's when you should have been in the mix. 2016, we don't need you. We don't need those marches. You don't need to go into a brunch place and scream Black Lives Matter at Manhattan liberals.
Is that in the music video? I don't know.
It's all part of the same problem.
Oh, okay.
White guilt. People feeling bad about themselves.
Well, what's the Macklemore song? What does he say in that one? Is it as pandering as the one about gay marriage?
Yes.
Okay.
You know what's funny, though? So he's like, yo, I borrowed hip-hop. I should be here. I show up at the procession. I put my parka on. I'm looking from the outside in. I'm a white dude. It doesn't belong. This music ain't mine. I didn't come up. I grew up in the suburbs. I'm a shitty human being. Do I have the right to sing this? Do I have the right? Meanwhile, how many rap songs sample white songs?
Sure.
Like, every time you listen to a pop jam on Hip Hop Nation on Sirius, the sample is white music. That's what music is. It's an amalgam. I think rock and roll was the Beats slaves on the drums and the angry Irish slaves on guitars. That combined anger and rhythm and blues, boom, rock and roll.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I don't know, with the one, watching the Ken Burns jazz documentary, that's really all I can, comment on the evolution of, like, music in America.
And Ken Burns, let me guess, it was all about how we stole it and ruined it?
No, not at all. It's like an amalgam of, you can't, like, pinpoint one culture and say, oh, this is who's responsible.
Yeah.
And why jazz is, like, a better example is because, it plays into, I guess, like, the development of, it doesn't play into, but a good comparison, I guess, is, like, Creole or, like, Cajun French or whatever, where you have languages that are, it's half West African.
Yeah, patois.
Yeah, exactly. So, to say, like, who stole from who, that's, sort of...
Well, the other beef people have with rock and roll is that it was Chuck Berry got a Cadillac for inventing rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the way music was back then. A woman would get in there and sing a song like, clap your hands like a duck, the peanut duck, yeah. Mm-hmm. And they'd hope that would take, and she'd get paid a flat rate, probably $20,
yeah, and
power through 50 songs that day.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work. To this day, Diplo, the DJ, he'll go to Jamaica, and he'll just have, like, a big bag of money, which sounds super dangerous. Mm-hmm. And he just has guys come in, do a song, just pays them outright. Mm-hmm. No, we're not doing royalties, anything. Here's $5,000, here's your fee, and you get brilliant songs like Dutty Six Pack.
Yeah.
Can you play that rap by Diplo? D-U-T-T-Y, Six Pack, where he mixes Black Flag doing Six Pack and... Jamaica calling into a Jamaican radio station saying, can you stop blabbing, you potheads?
No, first of all, I want to big up the mad decent family. Big up yourself to the maximum. Now, there is more than 6 million ways to die. So one boy with a choose blood clot one, and trying to chase the champion sound around here.
You just want to kill someone to this song?
This one? I don't know. It's all right. I don't mind. I'm supposed to be annoyed with the amount of money it made?
No, it's awesome.
Oh.
Let's keep going.
Boy, you must be paranormal. Under case of psychosis, but the gun the way you bust all we give.
Okay, that's enough. See, that's what music is. It's
Sure.
a crazy combination. And Macklemore bitching that he's stolen rap is depressing because it reminds me of what fucking pussies most guys like you and me are.
Well, you know what? I mean, Macklemore takes it like a step beyond because you could almost say that he's even appropriating the white guilt. I mean, he's thoroughly like a product. That's not. He doesn't really give a shit. I mean, he's saying
Brilliant. Good one,
he's
Nick.
supposed to.
Yeah.
And I don't fault him for that. I mean, any more that I would get mad at, I guess, like Hillary Clinton, for which I, by the way, I cannot stop watching. I know it's 6 months old, but her Cedar Rapids vine. Have you seen that one?
No. Pull that up,
Right.
right?
A Snapchat where it opens with like a beer koozie that says more like Hillary Clinton. Am I right? Which again is like I don't know. The bad pun thing is very like popular right now.
Yeah.
I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids.
Well, Lottie frickin' dog!
Well, they didn't need to add that part.
That was fine.
Yeah, it was already so uncomfortable with just the Snapchat by itself. But I mean, it's like I don't know why I would expect her to, or that campaign to not be that.
Right. Well, it's sort of like Amy Schumer, where she made her bones doing the not right wing, but anti-left wing, anti-liberal thing. And then there's the sort of, I think the powers that be see, we could have a new Lena Dunham here. We could make her political. She's a force. Women have money and they spend money, so they're powerful. Then we find out Lena Dunham molested her daughter, so they go, let's get Amy to be the new Lena. And now she's standing next to Chuck Schumer, banning guns. And then they go, I thought you were on
Well,
Fox
Chuck's
all the time."
her cousin.
Yeah, but she's using her power to promote his cause.
I don't know if there's any like political slant there. Or any more
Big political
conspiracy
slant.
than
No one's heard this. She came out and said, I made my money pretending to be a racist Republican.
Did she say that?
Yeah, pull it up,
When
right?
did she ever pretend to be Republican though? She made a lot of racist jokes.
Well, that's the worst part. She's taking this racist character and then glomming it to Republicans and then just throwing them into the river.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of blanch at like the claim that just because someone makes racist jokes that they're, racist.
Exactly.
I mean, it's their jokes.
Well, they're not Republican either. She's just
All right.
making it all a them thing. Mm-hmm. I'm not particularly Republican, but I don't like when someone stabs us in the back, and I think it's because women lack character.
I don't remember her doing that.
Pull it up, Brad. You've got 10 things to pull up now. I got famous by playing a racist
There it is.
Republican.
Huh.
Have you been following all these plagiarisms?
Yeah, and I don't know. I think it's kind of stupid. I mean, I like Amy as like a comic, and I think she's like. Why I like Amy is because she's done a lot to like help other comics. Like she's brought a lot of people up with her. Like people didn't know really who Bridget Everett was prior to her.
Oh, that big fat one?
Yeah, and she's great. She's a great
she is
entertainer and doing something that's like different and like fun.
Totally different.
If you ever get to see her like live show, it's like
And it's kind of
It's interesting
unnerving
to
the way
watch.
she gets in the audience there and sitting on people.
yeah. Oh, it's like it's sexual harassment, but it's very funny. I'm on board with it. I don't know, and I think that's cool. I think a lot of people in the industry don't really, do that.
I've been working on a video about it, and every time I think I'm done, I find a new one. But then I also start realizing, wait a minute, a lot of these are fucked up. Like Patrice O'Neill.
That was first of all, everyone was telling that joke in like junior high.
Exactly.
So, and to say she stole that from him or the way he, she put it in her special, I don't buy it. The Wendy Liebman thing, yeah, it's like very similar, but it's also like an obscure 30-year-old bit. Like,
no, but it's such a it's sort of like Eddie Murphy with Mr. T chomping your dick off. It became a seminal joke. I think it was on an answering machine at the Comedy Store.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't. I have bits where they're like parallel things. There's another guy who me and him have like almost an identical bit. I've never seen him do it, but people have told me that we have like the same joke, and I have no idea how that would have happened. I haven't seen him do his, and presumably he hasn't seen. I don't think there's any theft there.
I used to talk in my book.
Thinking.
I talk constantly about how the pussy is way farther down than you think it is. Because your cock is right below your belly button.
Yeah.
So you feel down there as a kid, and in the '80s, women would have young girls
Like a bush,
skin tight jeans on, and a bush.
Yeah,
you'd feel around
so
the
you think
bush.
it's like way high up.
Yeah, and it's like your arm has to be, her belt has to be here if you have any hope of finding it. And then I heard Jay Moore do the exact same thing. Now, if I was a comedian, I'd go, "Oh, Jay Moore got it."
Yeah.
But she's kept running with this. And tell me what you think of this one. Can you find the Jay Mulaney one? John Mulaney? This one is a doozy. It's a video.
Okay.
Well, first John Mulaney.
Really, I only saw the Wendy Liebman one and then the Patrice thing.
Okay, so the Patrice thing. Actually, Patrice and Amy are both kind of shitty for doing those on stage. They both plagiarized Junior High. Okay, check this out.
Blacking out is when you drink so much that your brain goes to sleep, but your body gets all Eye of the Tiger and soldiers on.
And I black out when I drink. Isn't that the worst? No, your mind goes to sleep, but your body's like, tonight is my night.
Yeah, that is like, I mean, that's a pretty, I know that Mulaney bit, you know?
Well, she dated Mulaney.
Oh, really?
She opened for Patrice. She opened for all those chicks, Wendy Liebman and what are their names?
I don't know, man. I used to get really heated about joke theft, especially because, I mean, I've been doing comedy, this will be like year 11. So 10 years ago was right when first of all, Dane Cook was very popular when I started, and then all of us that are like, you know, shitty open mics, oh, fuck Dane Cook, fuck the guy that's popular or whatever, and then the joke theft accusations came out, and everyone was so excited that, you know, finally have something against the guy that could take his shirt off on stage. And a lot of that was like, oh, he did the same, you know, it was both like an itchy asshole bit or whatever. And then, you know, with like Robin Williams there was another example.
Robin Williams is hated for it.
Yeah, and you know, he explained it, I don't know if it was on What the Fuck or something, I can't remember, but he did explain it as like, you know, you don't realize that you're doing it as you're doing it. And I mean,
I've heard comics will leave the club if they see him in the back.
Yeah, I guess I just don't think it's as like a sinister, deliberate thing as people think it is when people steal material.
Yeah, but Amy knew that Wendy Liebman one was a thing, and she still kept.
How do you know? You don't know.
I know.
You know. I mean, what if she just
admitted
has a
it?
Shitty memory.
No, on Jim Norton's show, she said that Kurt Metzger pointed out that it was already a bit.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't really go farther than that. She just says, I'm going to take a polygraph test. While our buddy Doug Williams, regular guest on the show, just went to prison for 2 years for exposing polygraphs as things that don't work.
I guess, and then that all comes down to like a personal thing. If you think that, you know, like you came up with it independently, then I guess you could justify doing the bit if you think, you know, your take is different. Because, again, with that, like it's specifically one bit. There's a guy, Matt Wayne, very funny, whatever. I guess we have like the same joke. Somebody just told me he did it on TV, so I guess I got to stop doing it now.
Yes.
Because that's sort of like, I guess, the rule, But, I mean, I've been doing it for like 4 years, and I like the joke. So when people were like, "Oh,
let's hear it,"
no, I'm not just going to.
Come on, let's do it.
I'm not doing the bit. It's the premise is like about old cereal commercials and how they always had to sell the cereal with like a horrific workplace accident. There's always something going wrong at the factory.
I never noticed that.
Really? Like fruit roll-ups or whatever, or like Gushers. There's always some kind of.
Oh, I see. Right, and it's good though. It's like
yeah, and
like
it's like
Kool-Aid coming
people
through the
probably died. That's where the bit goes.
Right, I got you.
So same premise or whatever. But that was like the only thing ever where somebody told me somebody else has that bit, and it was like, well, fuck it, I like it, and you know I haven't seen him do it, so you know I'm not going to drop it.
I dreamt I fucked Amy Poehler last night.
Yeah. Is okay.
I feel like it was accurate.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What? How so?
Want to know what it's like?
Sure.
First of all, her body's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Super good body. She's had 2 kids. Body's intact. She was being kind of jokey at the beginning, and I don't like that. I don't think anyone does. And
well, you do, obviously, if it's in your dream.
Oh, good point. Well, I'll play it out, and you tell me if you still feel that way. So I got a little rough.
Yeah.
And I was choke fucking her from behind. I can even describe her body. Her tits are perfectly reasonable. And her labia, I wish her labia were a little less flappy.
Well, again, you don't, because you created that. You haven't seen the real one.
No, I disagree. I think that men's fantasies rely on realism. I've had fantasies where I've been wearing a condom. Mm-hmm. And I obviously don't want to wear it.
Maybe you just like to be annoyed.
No, well, that's possible too. But I think sometimes we'll throw in we'll make her a 6 or something. Like you don't want to fuck Sophia Loren when she's 18 because your brain knows you're bullshitting yourself.
Okay.
But you make her more like Rosie O'Donnell and you can relax.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got pretty rough out of the gate, but that was my way of saying with my body language, we don't do jokes in here. And then I was fucking her from behind, and it was fucking amazing. It was a good old American fuck.
Now, do you cum in your pants while you're asleep?
I haven't had a wet dream in decades.
I've never done that once in my life.
You have to quit. We quit beating off on the show. I won't bore everyone with the details, but you're only allowed to beat off to porn once every 30 days.
No, I don't understand why you would do that to yourself.
It makes your life better.
How so?
You sing in the shower, you're a better human being.
Really? Yeah. I've been sober for a couple of years, and it hasn't improved my life in the slightest.
No, that's totally different. I find being sober, it just makes life one fun peg down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's a pretty terrible decision.
Yeah, that's not what she was like. That's a really disturbing image.
It's good Photoshop work.
It's good Photoshop. I don't know why I'm so disturbed by it, though.
Those guys should be able to put those in their resumes.
I know Amy Poehler.
Mm-hmm.
I've never thought of her that way. That's why this is like seeing your sister. And it's such a strange choice of hosiery.
Do you think maybe she was just dream imagery for your actual sister?
That's possible.
Yeah.
I think I've always wanted to fuck my sister.
Yeah, and that's why you had to like create other things to be annoyed by in the dream, so that you would be, you know, it wouldn't be so obvious.
That's a good theory. I don't hate that theory. That's interesting. I never thought of that. I don't have a sister, and I've never understood how you could not want to fuck your sister at least once. It must have popped into your head. I met a guy who fucked his sister once.
No shit.
Yeah. In Ottawa, in my hometown, he would talk about how they would go to movies and his sister would blow him. And I remember saying, why? And he said, she's in love.
Yeah, we heard it in that Alanis Morissette song. Decided to try it out.
I don't know that song.
Going Down on You in the Theater? The one about Dave Coulier. What is it?
I don't have Alanis Morissette lyrics.
You ought to know. You ought to know.
You want to know.
Her
That's
big
it.
song.
Yeah.
And she blows a guy in the theater?
Dave Coulier. She blows
Yes,
Dave
yeah.
Coulier in this movie theater.
Huh.
'Cause they dated, and then they broke up. She wrote that song about Dave Coulier.
I'm not done talking about white people yet. I forgot.
They're both white people.
Eamon Bundy was arrested today after a shootout in Oregon. And the first reaction from most people on Twitter is, well, people criticizing me for supporting them.
Mm-hmm.
You know about all this?
Yeah, I do. You would probably know. Is he named after the Nazi from Schindler's List? Isn't that guy also named Eamon?
I'm going to guess no.
Oh, okay.
I don't think...
Well, it was a great performance. I could see naming your son after the Ralph Fiennes character, right? But
Really?
not like explaining like not the Nazi. He was just so good in that movie.
So you go Ralph.
No, you would call him the character because you want to honor specifically that performance.
That makes me wish I still had kids. I could name them Bill the Butcher.
Okay, yeah.
1 dead, 8 arrested after leaders of armed group occupying. So basically the short version of this story is ranchers in Oregon make this land beautiful. They since the early 1800s, keep improving it, irrigate it. The government takes it over. They decide they want to keep taking it over. They keep pushing ranchers out, buying them out of their land. When they don't sell, they make their land so shitty and unworkable that they have to sell it for nothing. I forget the name of them. One family refuses to leave, and then the government starts harassing them. What's the name of that family again that refused to leave? It's not the Bundys. The same thing happened to the Bundys in
Yeah, I remember that.
Nevada,
story.
right? So they start torturing them, and they do shit like, you can't access your land up here unless you take this government road, and we're putting a roadblock on the road, so now you can't tend to your land. They ignore them. They keep plowing through, and a big part of being a rancher is lighting your shit on fire. Mm-hmm. If there's a forest fire, you light a strip, so when the flames get to that dead strip, they can't spread. Or sometimes you just use it to improve the land.
Sometimes you just set stuff on fire.
Sometimes you're just
Why not?
fucking around.
You live in the middle of nowhere. Why not?
That's exactly the point, is that you don't do it just for fun. Fucking a lot of trees need to be on fire. Really?
I mean, I don't really know much about trees, but I don't know.
Well, most pine cones need that intense heat
You need to set
pop.
them on fire?
You have to. They thrive in forest fires. Forest fires
Yeah.
are very good for the environment. So they catch them lighting one of these fires that one is supposed to do, and they send them to jail for arson.
Yeah.
So the father and son serve time. Then they get out and they go, well, wait a minute. That arson is technically considered terrorism, and since 9/11, we have a new rule for terrorism. It's 5-year minimum. So you have to come back to prison and spend 5 fucking years there. So the Bundys, who just went through this same shit, but their beef was a desert tortoise, the authorities said, oh, your cattle are grazing near the desert tortoises, and they don't like it. So standoff, guns, the government retreats. They go, let's do this again. So the Bundys drive up here, and they've been occupying some random, stupid little empty building for a month or so. And yesterday there was a shootout. Now, what you're supposed to do if you're on the good team is go, Jesus fuck, our guys are down. The fucking man got them. But no, people focus on, they say, oh, he claimed the alcohol they smelled on his breath was medicine. He claimed, this is Eamon Bundy. And someone died, and he shot at the cops. He shot at the FBI. We don't know if any of this is true, but it just disturbs me that our first reaction is, how dare he question authority? And you know, if these dudes were black,
I mean, I'm sure people are actually saying that, but I mean, you're going to go look for those people. I mean, I guess I saw people that as soon as they took over that place, they were like, I hope the government kills them.
Yeah, Montel Williams.
I don't understand why.
Montel Williams said we should react with deadly force and give them a drone strike.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's people that look at Waco as not like a cautionary example, but like a rubric for, you know, how you should go and, you know, deal with people that stand up to the government. I mean, no, I'm like opposed to the government killing anybody.
Yeah, that was Hillary, by the way. That was Hillary's move, Waco.
Yeah?
Yeah, they started that fire and blamed it on them.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, no, I'm opposed to the government killing anybody, but I'm not also not like a cowboy hat waving, you should be able to bring your gun into Starbucks guy.
I am.
Yeah, I know.
Can you get any new news on that? What's the story? I just saw it on my Twitter feed on the way to work today. If this is a job. I want to know the name of the family.
It's the Hammonds.
The Hammonds, right. I stand with Hammond. Yeah, the more guys we have at Starbucks with guns, the less shootouts we have, because bad guys don't carry their guns to Starbucks.
Is that actually true? Okay, so there's been I just read the number recently. It's something like 29 shootings by concealed carry permits, like mass shootings, concealed carry people, 29 since 2007, and then only like 8 incidents where they've been stopped by somebody that has.
Yeah, the problem with that is the definition of mass shooting is fucking insane. I mean, think about yourself in the newspaper. You know what mass shootings are. There's Sandy Hook, there's Oregon.
Well, if you're going to go to like the race angle and say like, well, we leave out like gang shootings or whatever, I'm talking about people that had legally owned and carried guns, like concealed carry permits. I don't mean like somebody with like a, you know, who has a stolen gun and shoots up a thing.
I understand.
As like a counter argument to saying that, well, more guns means.
And I'm telling you, I guarantee that stat is not true.
Okay, all right.
We'll look it up.
Well, okay, yeah, we can look it up.
That's the beauty of this research team.
Yeah.
We'll look it up. But what they do to get those numbers is
guy just like
get a really loose definition of mass shooting.
I mean, again, it's anecdotal, and then you can go back and forth between like, oh, that's anecdotal, or those are just statistics. But there was a story about a guy that just accidentally shot some lady in a movie theater, and the only reason he had the gun in the movie theater is because he was worried about a mass shooting. So he bought a gun. And he carried it with him, and he brought it to the theater, and he's sitting there, and the gun just goes off and shoots some lady in the back, and he's terrified, so he runs away, and now he's got like a felony charge.
Okay. Very, very rare case. Incredibly rare.
Sure, but it wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't happen if he didn't.
There's a murder a day in New York.
Yeah.
Illegal guns.
Illegal guns. I'm talking about the problem with.
And I'm saying the number of deaths from legal guns in the situation you described are so infinitesimally small, you couldn't even register them in statistics because the margin of error would be higher.
Sure. I mean, on a personal level, the only reason I'm against like any kind of gun control is just because I don't like anything that might like revoke a constitutional right, because the Second Amendment is right next to the First.
Okay, so you don't like guys with guns at Starbucks, but you're not going to say they can't do it.
Yeah, but only because it's like you know, stomping on somebody's rights. I think you don't bring your fucking gun to Starbucks. You're a fucking asshole.
Okay, but it's not illegal. You're just a fucking asshole.
It shouldn't be illegal, but only because it's like a constitutionally protected right.
Great. Well, I don't mind if you call people assholes. Hey, have we got Josh on the line?
Yeah, I'm here.
How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. What's your last name again?
Oh, Smith.
Smith.
Josh Smith, yeah. I'm sorry I'm wearing a blue shirt. It turns out I like to dress up for these things, but I've been working out a lot lately. I've been at the gym, and I'm huge now. I've gotten huge, and none of my jackets fit me. So
That's how huge you are. So what were you before? Because you look like a midget right now.
Well, I'm still the same height, which is 5.
But if that is huge, then what is not huge? Because you don't look very. Let's see your pipes.
I'm 5'6" on my driver's license, but I tell people 5'9" because 5'6" is freakishly small.
Let's see your pipes.
Well, it's outside the camera. I can't do it under the shirt. The shirt's big. It's
looks
a Tommy
pretty huge.
Hilfiger shirt. I bought. It's not. It's off the rack.
Gosh, I don't care. Wouldn't care if you were like the cigar guy sketch in Mr. Show where you weighed 8 pounds.
Well, I like to be. I feel like it's important to be credible. And if you're ugly, you're not credible. Nobody likes you. I mean, this is why Amy Schumer is
good segue.
That's why she's not liked.
So we were just talking about this. We've got comedian Nick Mullen next to us, and his point is he doesn't really care, and I get that. I mean, the Patrice thing with Ghost, with Poltergeist, and the thing about Gorilla Mask, those are old tropes. They're on Urban Dictionary, so those don't count. But then I think, all these little examples again and again. John Mulaney. We've got Wendy Liebman saying she wants to pay for sex on the first date. We've got Slap Chef. We've got Sleep Gym. We've got, am I missing any?
Let's see. You got the Tammy Pescatelli. You got the Tammy Pescatelli one with the that was used in the Trainwreck.
Yeah, that one also seems pretty weak because that's 2006. Trainwreck comes out 2009. As Amy pointed out, you think I hold on to a joke like that for 9 years?
Well, also too, when you accuse people of when the examples of joke theft are like her show or Trainwreck, you're accusing the other people that worked on those projects of joke theft as well, and that's kind of fucked up. To say that they're, sort of complicit.
It's true. Kyle Dunnigan, I believe, he came up with Slap Chef, and he's the guy that did the reasons not to date a magician.
Let's talk about plagiarism for a second, all right? This is what I'm not understanding.
Josh Smith is a lawyer, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Here's the thing. People are always they're saying, well, these aren't new ideas. These are common comedy themes. And yes, social justice warriors and the like have sort of narrowed the range of acceptable comedy. It's to such a small range now that it's quite likely that people are going to be using a lot of similar jokes because there's very little subject matter in which it's considered okay to to talk about these days. But that's put that aside, and it's not just this. It's not the fact that she's talking about a subject. Yes, everybody's already talked about blackouts at some point. Going to the John Mulaney bit, everybody's talked about blackouts. It's not that. Okay, talk about blackouts is not off limits. It's the way in which it's delivered. It's the specifics of the delivery of the joke of the bit. She delivers it at the exact same cadence as John Mulaney. She also when she does the pube throw for Gorilla Mask, which they both plagiarized from junior high school kids, she throws the pubes in the exact same way.
Yeah, and again, maybe she did. I don't want to just flat out accuse someone of joke theft, but it is also an issue of I don't really care.
Well, I mean, sure, because okay, that's fair. But think about the Wendy Liebman one, all right, where she's like, okay, she says, I like it when the guy pays on the first date for sex. She says it under her, it's like that delivery where.
Yeah, there's a pregnant pause, but that's how she does all of her jokes. That's her style.
No, that's how Wendy Liebman.
No, yeah, that's what I mean.
Jokes.
Yeah,
that was back when Wendy Liebman was sort of a rising star in comedy, and she was on she did the late night shows, and this was at the time. This is like the early '90s or something. This was a really this was original and new, and it was a big thing, and everyone laughed at it. It was really funny. Everyone loved it. This was the Wendy Liebman cadence, okay? And to have Amy Schumer do that and to do the exact same joke that Wendy Liebman did, and she used to open for Wendy Liebman, okay, now I'm accusing her of joke theft. The
Liebman one, the Mulaney one's more of like an issue in my mind than the Liebman one, because I don't understand how else you would do that joke. I mean, I understand like the thought process of like, I'm old fashioned. I think like the man should pay, and then it's like for sex. I don't understand how else you would work that, and this is like hard to articulate. Like
No, I get what you're saying.
how else you would present the funniness of that
I get
premise.
what you're saying, but think about it this way: there's all kinds of jokes you could do like that with that cadence. She does that particular joke. Wendy Liebman also happened to do that particular joke, that same joke, delivered the same way. And Schumer used to open for Wendy Liebman. Where do you think Schumer got that from?
These are all good points, Josh. We've covered them on the show, but you've got a good point there that it's about the cadence. Josh, thanks for coming on the show. I know this seems short, but that's how we do it over here.
Hey, it's no problem, man.
I like you more
Thanks
than a
for
friend.
having me, Gavin. Bye.
I'm just sick of talking about jokes so seriously.
Right.
Hey, Rat, do you have that video of the drunk Scottish guy?
Is it just this show? Hey.
Hey.
All right.
Wait, what?
You're the drunk Scottish guy.
Oh. By the way, folks at home, I know I haven't talked about that dude who's giving us the finger every morning. He hasn't shown up. That's why I haven't been discussing him. He hasn't shown up on my morning commute, and I believe it's because it's chilly out. So he hates people who have cars, but when it gets too cold to drive, we no longer see this environmentalist on his bike with a gas mask giving me and all the other cars the finger every morning. No, that's not it. Yeah, that's a drunk Scottish guy. I go to Scotland every year. My family's Scottish. I've met one Scottish black person in my life. And I thought I sent it to you last night.
Yeah, I got it. Just the subject line of that email was Drunk Scott.
Oh, so that was my bad.
I've never been. I've been to Ireland, never Scotland.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. Isn't there a big comedy festival you should be going to in Edinburgh?
I mean, nobody invites me to. I've never left the country for stand-up. I think so. I don't know.
Shalou went, and he's pretty popular, but I think we just end up breaking even.
Away, man. I'm 16. If you touch me, you'll be in the jail.
You'll be in the jails. You touch
16.
me.
Can you not hear me, man?
You're 16.
Aye. So, how old are you?
I'm 69.
Aye. So, you're 69. So, if you touch me, you'll be in jail, mate.
See, in Scotland, you have to deal with this drunk people every day.
You're thinking now, man. That's
you have to just say, look, you'll go to jail if we fight.
We skating, we're enjoying ourselves.
Are you fucking kidding me? If I saw you, I'm going to be in jail.
Aye, of course.
What if she cheeky to an old man?
Cheeky?
Have you ever seen the Scots Wikipedia?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Skating here.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
It's one of my favorite things.
Do you think that's the way to take a conversation
also,
start?
they have
Could you go?
less administrators than the regular Wikipedia. So if you're going to vandalize Wikipedia, that's the one to do.
Very few experts.
Because they can't check.
If you sit and enjoy having a drink, you won't enjoy having a drink.
Can you understand this?
No.
Not at all.
Well, you're
barely.
skating.
Go away.
You're fucking skating. Go away.
Hey, don't fucking go away, my son. I'm following you.
You're following me, right? Son?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Just let him fight you. You could take the punch.
Yeah, we've got a problem here.
Don't get that close to me, mate.
Don't get close to you.
This is the thing drunks do. Right?
Don't get close to
Anyway, every time I miss my dad, I just put this on. Hey, Rat, see if you can find the Lemmy Show, Catherine McCaffrey. Hey, it's a character. He saw Brian Lyman is a Glaswegian comedian, and he said he was at a party once, and he saw this like an open thing, not a private party. And there was a woman who was really dressed up, but her face was fucking haggard, and she was dancing with her little daughter, her 8-year-old daughter, but she was looking around the room, and he goes, I got the feeling that she was like, I got my daughter back. Life's back on track. You who doubted me. And instead of just enjoying her daughter. And he also noticed that on a documentary about heroin, there was this junkie who had the same attitude, and she would call heroin harrowing, because I think she thought heroin was like the slang.
Oh, the same word.
The fancy word was harrowing.
Yeah.
So he developed this woman, Catherine McCaffrey, and she's a recovered heroin addict. And I want to know if you can understand it, because the problem with Glasgow is you come up with the funniest shit in the world, and you can't send it anywhere.
Yeah.
Not even into England or Wales. They won't understand you. So you're big in Glasgow, boom, you hit the ceiling, fall back down.
And you think it's a language barrier thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You there, Rat?
Is it Limmy's show, Jacqueline McCaffrey?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, 1 second.
Jacqueline. Sorry, did I say Catherine? Jacqueline McCafferty. There she is.
My name's Jacqueline McCafferty. I lost 3 years of my life on heroin and another 5 years on a methadone program that was meant to get us off it. So when I found out that Marty Pell was going to be signing copies of his new solo album, I was there in a heartbeat. Marty! Marty! Because Marty Pell was my hero. When I was going through recovery, he was my inspiration. I knew that if he could get through it, I could get through it. I fucking love you, man!
Right.
All right, Marty. My name's Jacqueline McCafferty. You've got no idea how much an inspiration you're to me, mate. It must be amazing being such an inspiration to so many people, so many junkies all around the world. Because we've been to hell and back. Everybody knows you like I know you. You know what I mean? I lost 3 years of my life to heroin. And another 5 years of meth.
It's a time I want to forget, Jackie. So, would you want me to write the album?
I gonna put two Jacqueline. We got through it together. Don't worry, I'm not going to go and tell the papers we were shagging or anything like that. I just mean that you were a junkie and all.
Okay, that's enough. What do you think, Nick?
I have to actively focus to try and decipher what
really?
They're saying. Yeah, I mean, I think it's
years of my life to heroin and 4 more for the methadone meant to get us off it.
Yeah, I heard methadone, and then that's pretty much it.
See, that's a travesty. We're missing out on a whole world of comedy.
Well, I think it's funny to see a man dressed up like a woman, so that does it for me. I don't need any of the dialogue
there. Hey, Nick, let's have a push-up competition.
Okay.
Oh, wait. We've got our man? Ladies and gentlemen, we have live in the studio right next to us, the real Ruckus is here. Are you there, sir? I can't hear you.
I'm going to go ahead and check his mic.
Uh-oh. Our push-up competition was preempted by the guy who did that video, White People Are Crazy. Familiar with that rap hit?
No.
Well, he's just come up with a sequel. It's called White People Are Crazy 2.
Okay.
It appears to be basically the same song, but with more clips of white people being crazy.
Sounds great.
It is exciting. Don't worry, we'll play it and catch everyone up.
Okay. I'm sorry I'm not up to date on...
I hadn't heard of it either until he suggested he come on the show. Rat, maybe while you're figuring that out, you could play White People Are Crazy. I'm Jacqueline McCafferty. I lost 3 years of my life to heroin. And 4 more for the methadone meant to get us off it.
Can y'all hear me, though?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, there we go. How's it going, man?
How are you?
Man, I'm good, man.
Are you black?
My blood, man, you know, I'm whatever you think I am, man.
Okay. I think you're a white guy doing a great black accent.
Real. It's interesting. I never heard that.
Yeah. It's not an easy accent to do, actually. I've been working on my Sherrod Small imitation for a year now. I'm no closer.
Let's hear it.
That's the life we live in, Give.
Yeah. No, it sounds nothing like Sherrod.
Yeah. Yeah, I was watching your video, White People Are Crazy, and as a white person, I was thinking, well, we do a lot of crazy shit, but we're very adventurous.
That's true.
Like with black people, there's less crazy shit you can do. You know what I mean?
I mean, we all human, man. We can do whatever we feel like doing, especially in America.
I know, but in say a high school, you got like the cowboys, the goths, the disco guys. But with blacks, if you don't have your pants a certain way, you get pressure from the other guys. So the reason you see us do crazy shit, like jump off a table onto a dumpster and hit our heads, is because we're always trying new stuff.
Oh, that's funny you put it like that, man.
Yeah, camping, that like black people are scared of sharks. We understand that statistically you're not going to get attacked by a shark.
You should be afraid of sharks, though.
Yeah, everybody's afraid of sharks.
Exactly.
No, if I ever come across it where it's conceivable that one will attack me, I'll be scared.
What are you afraid of?
Black people.
All right.
When are you going to unveil yourself?
Man, I'm thinking like about a month.
in about a month. So
Yeah.
you're going to give this second video the chance to breathe.
Exactly. Yeah, it's got to breathe. I got some other records I got coming out. You know, I got Drug Lord coming out. You know, and then I got get some other records.
I noticed White People Are Crazy too sounds very similar to White People Are Crazy.
It does, doesn't it? It rings a bell.
It's kind of an extension of the original.
Yeah.
And what are you going for when you make these videos? You're just trying to raise awareness?
Pretty much, man. I'm just being honest, man. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think we're crazy?
You know, a little bit.
This is a great interview. I'm really getting a lot out of you here.
Would you say the new Macklemore song appropriates White People Are Crazy?
Macklemore's still around? I didn't even know that.
I didn't know either. He just told me.
You know, we were talking about that video, and Nick pointed out that he's actually co-opting white guilt, pretending he feels guilty. But you know what was funny about Macklemore? He was in shit for being pro-gay. That's why a lot of dudes were mad at him.
Well, let's look at it like this, man. People typically don't get in the music industry unless they do some shit that gets attention. Macklemore was known for, he had that gay stuff, he had the, oh, I was an alcoholic and now I'm not an alcoholic or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it wasn't for those things causing controversy for him, he wouldn't get as much recognition.
Yeah, I think it was the dude from Brand Nubian who said, you're doing this to get famous, to get in there. I think he said with the Jews. and he said, you're in our house, in hip-hop's house. So you can't come in our house and then be pro-gay, because we don't do that in this house.
I think what he should take credit for, and people should give him more credit for, is like the haircut thing, which half the people with a Macklemore haircut, probably more than that, won't admit that they have that haircut because he had it. That was like a revolution in a hairstyle that no one had seen since probably everyone had bleached Slim Shady 1998 short crop Caesar cuts.
Ruckus, what's your hairdo?
Man, you know, I still get a haircut every once in a while. That's about it. I always wear this. I ain't got to pay for haircuts.
Right. But if you were to describe your haircut, would you describe it as a fade?
I say it's a fade.
Interesting. I mean, both white and black people can have a fade, but
sure,
it's more likely that he'd be a black guy. Yeah, I think that the irony with Macklemore, and that's all we can talk about because you're not telling us anything about yourself, is that he's worried he's stepping on toes, but the toes he was stepping on were the homophobic toes. To quote Big Daddy Kane is anti-faggot. That means no homosexuality.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
he'd never say that. He'd never say, I feel bad about getting involved in rap because I'm pro-gay.
He got to do whatever he got to do to sell albums, man. You know, the chances of him outdoing his first album, come on, man. You know, it's quite the task, man. Like, sophomore albums typically don't outdo, you know, a freshman album. It just don't happen. To get the buzz to that level, you got to do some shit.
Yeah, and he did do some great shit, like that thing on Shark Week. You know that part where he goes, something like a shark on Shark Week, boom, and then the tubas come in, boom, boom, boom. That part is fucking heavy.
Yeah, and that song right there was like 2 or 3 years old. Most people don't realize that. You have records in your catalog, and they won't come back out till you pop off. You pop off, suddenly people are like, oh, I didn't know that song existed.
Just like Walking on Sunshine with Katrina and the Waves. That thing was dead in the water, and then kaboom.
You're so funny, man. You're funny.
Okay, well, Real Ruckus, we'd love to have you back when you're ready to reveal yourself or give us anything at all.
I love to come back on, man, you know, and just really get a whole reason behind everything, man, because there's a lot to this. And y'all funny guys, so y'all get it. I know y'all get everything, man.
Yeah, we get it. Okay, I like you more than
that I couldn't give more information, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Bye, I like you more than a friend.
So we're not going to watch the video. I have no idea who that guy was.
Check it out.
Do we wait for the video to start?
We'll see if Rat can intuitively understand what I'm saying.
All right.
Or not.
Okay. Can you give me a summary? I guess.
Takes a second to get it up after Skype. 1 second.
Okay. No, I don't have to tell you what it's like. But I hear a lot of black comedy. Sorry to make this show so racial, folks, but it seems like once we start on something, it just ends up being the theme of the show. But every time you have black comedians, like, black people, you see white people on the Titanic, and they're like, I'm going to stay right here, and all the bitches and the little niggas or shorties can get on the rafts and get the fuck. Black people like, get the fuck out of my way, I'm getting off this ship.
I mean, that's not how the joke went. I know which one you're talking about.
Oh, I've heard that a million times. Wait, pause that for a sec, Rat.
Not Comedians of Comedy, Kings of Comedy.
And, no, but it's a typical thing that comes out with black people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a valid point.
No, it's not. It's called having characters. So the joke is that white people are noble and respectful and honorable.
What's noble about playing violin while you die?
You're not playing violin. Do you know why men...
The bits about the band going down with the ship.
Okay, I'm speaking generally. I've heard this joke a million times.
Well, I'm talking specifically about the joke you're talking about.
All right.
It's about why is it no black band is going to... I can, again, and this is my own racism, it's just one of the kings of comedy who, in my mind, are...
You should know.
DL and Steve Harvey, Bernie Mac, and Cedric the Entertainer. So I can't remember which one...
I don't care.
The bit.
The point is that so many black jokes are about how white people will stay back while black people will run. And it basically says black people are cowards and white people have character. And it's just a weird thing to harp on. Or black people get white people get mass and black people don't. Like they'll go, people are in the ocean. That's where a shark. You going into a shark's house. If a chicken comes into my house, I'm eating that chicken. Mm-hmm. But people go into a shark's house and they're fucking crazy. And you go, no, I'm aware of statistics. And the odds are 1 in several hundred million that I'm going to get eaten by a shark.
Who's bringing up statistics at a comedy show?
But it's just not...
You're like the most autistic heckler. Actually,
there's 1 in 400
not that many sharks.
It's a dumb joke. It's like saying people walk down the street. They don't know that air conditioners will fall on your head. What are you doing walking down the street? You're crazy. I'd walk down the street in a steel cage.
That's a terrible bit, though. The one about the band going down with the ship is funny. That's like a funny joke.
Okay, I wasn't attacking that bit. I was attacking...
Yes, you were. You brought up specifically that bit. You said the Titanic.
Yeah, I've heard that bit in other times.
You added the N-word,
comedy
which was not in the original
You're
bit.
making it the Kings of Comedy one.
It is.
I've heard the Titanic thing a million times with other black comics.
All right.
And it's always white people will stay behind.
Why aren't you mad at them? You're mad at Amy, but you're not mad at these other guys that are stealing that Titanic.
Yeah, I am mad at them. Any joke stealing is terrible.
All right. I disagree. I think
this show is so tense.
You should be able to steal the Titanic joke because it's such a good joke.
All right, let's play White People Are Crazy. This is who we just met. We just met this rapper.
White people crazy. White people crazy. White people crazy. All white people crazy. White people they crazy.
Awesome. Adventurous. Exciting. Oh, Jesus. Brave. Can't defend that. Fun. He's awesome. He's terrible.
Farmers markets, comic books, doing yoga, becoming cooks, Star Wars, Starbucks, cooking meth, car stuff.
That's super fun.
OCD, EDM, and techno, do picnics, game shows, high fives, and hey, bro.
You know what bugs me about this video too? It went viral because white people like talking about how shitty and stupid white people are.
Yeah.
Want to have a push-up competition?
Sure. But you say that they went viral because white people like talking about how shitty they are, but you were just complaining about black comics doing the same exact thing.
But black people thought they were talking about how awesome they are.
No, you were saying that the joke is that black people are, that the jokes are self-deprecating?
No, but they're not meant to be self-deprecating. That joke about going down with a ship or running away from something or even going camping, like, white people want to go camping where motherfucking bears will eat your face.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck are you doing? White people are crazy. There's snakes.
Valid point. Did you see Grizzly Man?
It's not a valid point.
Yeah, it is.
You don't go hiking because you're scared of bears?
That's probably the best reason not to go hiking.
Trust me.
After
you'll be
that is
fine.
looking like an idiot, not knowing how to open a tent.
The odds of you being
bear
killed by a bear when you camp are so microscopic.
You think you could
much more dangerous?
You think
than
you
in the
could
city.
fight a bear and win?
Definitely not.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
No, there you don't go.
Yeah.
Grizzly bears are the only bears that are going to attack you out of the blue. This whole part of the world is black bears, and they are total fucking pussies.
So you think you could fight a black bear and win?
A black bear would never fight me.
And is this a racial thing? Did you not research the difference between the bears? Or are we doing the push-up contest?
Okay. The rule is you have to go down at least this low.
Okay.
And I can get something to mark that. Let's do this.
Put the bell underneath you.
What bell?
Underneath the purple feather.
Oh, that's a good idea. All right. This might change our numbers. Oh, shit, you got some guns.
Not really.
Gavin, just so you remember, your number from last time was 30, Camille did 50, and Jim did 50.
Yeah, but we're going down lower this time with this fucking bell. So this might be a new,
Wait, somebody did 50 push-ups?
black guy.
Oh.
All right, I'll go first. And it's easier for you because you just have to beat my record.
Okay.
But I like this bell, but the numbers are going to be lower than last time. Okay? You ready?
Do you want me to count? Am I counting for you?
No, I think that'll work itself out.
Okay.
Whoa. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's fucking hard.
Wow, 21.
Oh, my God.
21?
Yeah, but there's a problem. The bell shifts when you do it. I need some tape. That's why I had that fuck up. Whoa, Jesus, Lord.
All right, 21, huh?
Yeah, wait. They're going to tape the bell down. Fuck, look at this, guys. You got tits. Your pecs are so huge.
I think those are just regular tits, man.
No, they're not. You have a bust.
A bust?
Yeah.
Thanks, man. You all right?
Yeah, I'm horny.
Oh, okay. You got something like that.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Nick Mullen is gonna now. Don't just stop at 22. See how many you can do. But we need a ding every time.
You never. No, stopping at 22. That's it.
No.
Yeah.
You want to make records. Oh, this guy's got some good speed. 10. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. There he goes. Good stuff. Now, as predicted, those numbers are now lower because we have new standards, the ding. And we should get a soft thing to put on this so it's not as painful.
All right.
Tabernouche. Good work.
What's that mean?
I come from Montreal, Quebec, and all the swear words there are named after the church. So the tabernacle, tabernac is the worst word. The chalice.
Well, that's what the original curse words were, weren't they?
For unlawful carnal knowledge. I don't know the origin of
gosh,
shit.
darn, and all that shit. They didn't say fucking shit. That's why Deadwood's such a great show, is because everyone's like, can you believe that's how they talked back then? It's like, no, they didn't. They created that whole way of speaking specifically for the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I know they did say fucking shit in the 1800s.
Not like that. The way they speak on Deadwood was created specifically for that show, because the blasphemy that they would use,
sounded gay.
Yeah, it was all like God's eyes or whatever, zounds, saying stuff like that. And it wouldn't, relay how offensive it was. So that's why they're all cocksucker and motherfucker and all that shit.
Tabernouche is the way old ladies would say tabernacle.
Okay.
Got it?
Yep.
Okay, good. I went to the Stand the other night, and Bonnie McFarlane was there, and so was Rich Voss, and Nick DiPaolo. They all sat at a table. I didn't sit with them because I don't know them well enough, and I thought, you guys don't want to be bothered right now. And they all went on stage, and they were fucking hilarious. And every time I see Nick DiPaolo, I think, maybe comedy isn't doomed. But then he came here at the same time as Louis C.K., and Louis C.K. does the PC thing about how women are special and all that stuff.
Well, he doesn't really. I'd say there's like a lot of comics that are left-leaning, but as far as doing the PC thing, you're like hard-pressed to find comics that are really like that. I mean, it's like...
Well, what they do is they swear and they say fucking cunt and I took a shit in bed, but then they'll also say faggot. The origin of the word faggot is lighting gays.
I don't want to step on his bit in case he's like developing it or whatever, but I saw Louis do a thing at like Whiplash that was sort of like at least trying to explore, because like a big thing right now that I think a lot of comics aren't talking about is like, you know, like the trans issue. And like trans people have a lot more, I guess, visibility now than they did 10 years ago when they were just like, yeah, that's like a weird thing that guy's into, is cross-dressing or whatever he calls it. And like, even if you are accepting, if you're like anyone over the age of 30, you're not just going to be like, yeah, no, okay, that's normal, I guess. I understand entirely all the language and everything that, you know, comes packaged with that identity. You do have to, like, process it. And even if you are trying to be, like, a progressive person, it's like, oh, well, there's a lot of shit that I sort of unpack. I'm like, can I ask questions? I don't know if I'm allowed to ask questions or not about the whole trans thing. Yeah. And it's, like, funny because it is uncomfortable.
Well, Bill Burr said that on, can't remember if it was Conan.
Yeah, and everyone got fucking mad at him, and that was stupid.
Well, we've been
really
doing
funny
that
bit.
as funny for years, and we still are. Like, Miss Doubtfire was a comedy. When my dad comes downstairs during girls' nights, he dresses up as my mom, and all my mom's friends are dying with laughter. Now he comes downstairs, and you're supposed to be serious and take him seriously? It's like fucking, what's his name in that show, Transparent? Jeffrey Tambor.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
But I mean, neither, but you see the pictures and the ads, and he looks fucking hilarious. And you're supposed to not laugh at that?
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if it's somebody's like, because I don't know where to draw the line between like, well, you should respect someone's identity and like, okay, now this person is just using, I guess, a leg up or like an entry point of like immediate victimization to browbeat me about, you know.
Or you're thinking, am I encouraging a mentally ill person?
I don't think that. I don't think it's like a mental illness because I think that's all arbitrary. Because they said the same thing about gay people. I mean, being gay was like considered, according to psychiatrists, a mental illness until sometime in the 70s. I'm sure you knew that.
Being gay doesn't make me laugh my ass off. Seeing a woman pretend.
It does for me. I think that's really funny to pretend to like jack off my friends when we're hanging out. That's really funny to me.
You know, we have had Zoe Tour on the show, and that's a dude who had the full operation, cut the dick off. I don't think he looks like a woman, but I respect the guy or the woman. So I get what you're saying, where you have to sort of ignore your own instincts. But I mean, talk about the elephant in the room. It's embarrassing when someone is super fat or something, but when I'm talking to Zoe here, I you know, it's like 50% of your brain is going, that dude looks weird. It's like talking to a woman who's hot in lingerie and just trying to get through these contracts. I mean, you can't get it out.
I also don't understand the argument that, like, if it is a mental illness, why that makes it okay to, like, you know, ridicule people or laugh at them. That should make it even worse. It should actually not be funny to you if it is a mental illness.
Because when you accept that this is a normal thing, see, there he is. When you see, he's a very rare exception. He did the operation and didn't kill himself, but their suicide rate is really bad. And we've accepted it so much now that we're giving little kids hormone blockers where they can't go through puberty because it would be too traumatizing for them.
Well, a point that somebody brought up to me that I think was really smart that I didn't think about. So, like, not admitting that it's like a mental illness or whatever, and you can even dismiss, like, oh, maybe incidence of depression or suicide are higher because they are like a marginalized group and they deal with like a lot more bullying and stress, which I'm sure you've heard that argument before. But like,
I'm very familiar with it. But
okay, so let's say someone really does identify as the opposite gender. They're a man that wants to transition. They want to be a woman. They've always felt like a woman. That's great. What they've never experienced, no matter how much, they feel like a woman on the inside, is like massive doses of estrogen in their body, which does fuck up your neurochemistry and it changes your behavior. And if that's something that they haven't had a steady dose of their entire life, maybe that's enough of like a shift that it has some problems that, people need to look into.
I mean, you're talking about hypotheticals, but this has all been studied. Yeah. And the research is out there. And what they've learned is they have a series of problems, right? And they go, I'm a woman, not just a fag. I'm going to get my operation, and then, like dominoes, all these other problems will vanish. And then what happens is they feel great for a couple months, and then they're still depressed. They're still bipolar. They're still schizophrenic. And they go, holy fuck, I chopped my dick off, and it didn't fix anything. I mean, you hear this with guys who get hair plugs all the time. They go, I got my hair done, and I thought that I was going to feel better. Why are you looking at my hair?
Because you said hair plugs. You have a great hairline for, I don't know, what are you, 45?
But these guys, Jim Goad was saying this. He goes, I had some problems in my life, and I thought it was because I was going bald, and then I got my hair plugs, and I realized, no, the problem.
Jim Goad has hair plugs?
Yeah.
He's just he's chrome dome.
Yeah, well, I think what happens is you get them, and then you continue to bald, so what looked good at first then becomes these perfectly symmetrical.
He's also he had some kind of surgery. He's also got that nasty scar on his head.
Just a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
The fucking, hey, Rat, can you put the phone number up? I feel bad that I put up that notice so early.
There's people on hold.
I don't see them on the screen.
Did it break? I guess so.
Maybe. Do you want me to use that mouse to click the OK button?
No, don't hit OK yet.
I hit it anyway. Yeah, there's nothing on my screen here.
I'll fix it.
Yeah, so it's seen as a quick fix, and it isn't. And what I've always said about these trannies is if gender doesn't matter, don't do anything irreversible. I thought it's all this gender is a myth, so you're a lady with a cock. Go get fucked up the butt. Because the hole that they make is no great shakes. It doesn't stretch. I've been told by a man who fucked one that it feels like frozen gummy bears in there. Gays do great with butthole sex. Why not just try that out?
I don't know. I don't know why you have, so many issues with the way they fuck. As like somebody that, or what are you, like a libertarian?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, why would you have a problem with what somebody wants to do to their body?
Because we have normalized something that is affecting children and leading to suicide.
How does the surgery, like an adult, how does that affect children? You're throwing out the baby
with
the
bathwater. No, it's two things. It's when you encourage this as a totally normal thing and accept that women can be in a man's body, then it's a fact, and now we're giving kids hormone blockers.
So, okay. But
now we're talking about letting kids have sex changes. Remember, Dan Savage was fucking harassing these people whose son killed himself. He was 17 and he wanted to have
I remember
a
that
sex change.
story. That was
they
bullshit.
Couldn't even have their funeral.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is we've normalized this perversion.
But that's that kind of fucking behavior. That's shitty, like internet mob mentality stuff. That's not. You can't pin that on like, well, it's because of trans people.
No, I can pin it on normalizing this to the point where it's fascism and it's hurting other people. It's like gay marriage. You said, oh, you just want gays to get married. Yeah, but now we have couples in upstate New York getting a $13,000 fine because they wouldn't have gay marriage in their living room. And those people were clearly singled out because they were against gay marriage. So what purports to be about freedom is actually about oppressing people. And what purports to be just a man having a normal operation is leading to massive suicides and fucking up all these gay kids.
So that guy's rights should be, violated because it leads to other things. And would you also say that because illegal gun violence is such an issue, no one in the country should be allowed to have a gun because it's just going to get stolen?
No, what I'm saying is this total acceptance of mental illness is fucking up people's lives. Like, about these people who remove their limbs?
Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel about it. You're normalizing someone who wants to remove their dick, and what you're doing is you're helping mentally ill people damage themselves.
Well,
Nick from San Francisco, you've got some Trump advice for me?
I was asking some advice from you. So being a Trump supporter out here is pretty much like being a witch. You see like Bernie stickers every day, and I was wondering if you had any advice. Talking to girls about Trump isn't that easy out here.
Dude, try supporting Trump in Williamsburg. I can't put the bumper stickers on my car or it'll get keyed. Wearing the hat in my neighborhood is like wearing a Klansman uniform.
Do you have the hat?
I have two of the hats.
Can I get one?
Sure. I mean, you can buy them. I'll give you one.
Well, I just want it for free. I don't want to pay for it.
Okay. Well, then I don't have a hat.
Well, that's why,
you have two.
Why I thought you'd be a good person to ask, being Williamsburg and all.
Yeah, you really got to be. I don't know. I mean, it's the reactions you get. When I wear that little outfit, I've got the shirt and the pin and the hat. I find the Muslim reaction, and it's usually not necessarily Muslims, but anyone kind of brown, East Asian, whatever you call them, Southeast Asian, they all sort of go. And then from dudes, it depends. If they're blue-collar guys like doormen or anyone in a construction site, they go, nice hat. But every other dude sort of glares at you like they're pissed off.
Doormen blue-collar?
Yes.
But they dress like M. Bison. They're like they're like the trans of the class.
They're like waiters at Peter Luger's. They're blue-collar in a fancy environment.
Yeah. Why do they dress like that?
Because I like it as a guy who goes. Yeah.
When you're doorman to look like a sky admiral?
Yes. He doesn't. He wears normal clothes, but I would like it if he dress up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It adds an air of respectability to the building.
Okay.
But I find women get sort of turned on. I bet you'll get more pussy in Trump clothes than you would without.
Dude, that's exactly what I was kind of thinking after listening to your show. I'm thinking I should wear the hat because I haven't worn it outside my apartment, but I kind of want to see what happens.
Do it. Here's my advice, all right? Have 2 drinks at home first. Little bit of liquid courage. And when people confront you, which they inevitably will, and it'll almost definitely be a woman because they seem to have more balls than men these days, when she yells at you or says, "Are you kidding me?" say, "What is your problem with his tax policies?" And they always,
I know. I've heard you say that one. That was great.
They always snap. Okay, thanks for calling, Nick. Like you more than a friend. From Nick to Vic in New Jersey. You want to know if Bowie died of AIDS?
Yeah, I was reading the Inquirer while I was checking out the groceries, and it said that Mick Jagger gave him AIDS. Now, he died of liver cancer, so only a few things cause that. Hep C being one of them.
Hep C, yep. Yeah, that's possible.
True.
You know what's possible is that he got Hep C from sharing needles doing smack.
Oh, yeah, that too.
That's a long time to carry Hep C and then liver cancer, but a lot of junkies I know have died of liver cancer.
I want to write for the Inquirer so bad. I want that job so bad.
It's true, though. Junkies die of liver cancer.
Yeah, no, I believe that.
The Hep C just...
But millionaires have, like, the good medicine, like
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I know an ex-junkie who just had his Hep C cured. It's chemotherapy. The pill is a chemical that fucking rips your insides apart. It's $80,000, but Hep C is curable now. So wouldn't a rich guy have solved that problem a long time ago? I don't know. I don't think...
Well, it depends. You know, some of those rich people, they believe in that holistic crap, and they go to, like, Switzerland, and they end up killing themselves by not getting proper treatment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll tell. Here's my 2 cents. And thanks for calling, Vic. I like you more than a friend. My 2 cents are the odds are 0 that he got AIDS from Mick Jagger, and the odds are 1 in 20 that he got Hep C from doing heroin. That's how you work at the Inquirer.
Yeah.
You just go.
You make up numbers.
Yeah, you just go,
You just press an invisible desk calculator and make up lies about people.
Ben from Chicago, are you there?
Proud of your boy.
Proud of your boy. Call me a gold brick. You'll get no argument from me, no ma'am.
Love me before you judge me. All right, anyway, the thing I wanted to say was, bringing back to the trans. So over the last, 50, 100 years, whatever, obviously gay culture's been more accepted by the mainstream. Do you think the whole wave of, visibility that trans is getting, do you think that's on that level? Are we in the middle of that happening again, or is it a trend? What do you think about that?
Gays, we're beyond acceptance now. If you have a problem with homosexuals, you're done. I mean, the Velvet Mafia runs advertising, fashion, media. Good luck being an open homophobe. You're toast. or even just being
entertainment
against
level
gay
is my
marriage.
question.
Look at Brett Eichner, or what's his name? Brett Eisner from Mozilla. But no, I don't think we're there with trans. I think the problem with trans people is they're mentally disturbed, so they tend not to dominate. Like, you're not going to have oh, wait a minute, you do have a CEO. One of the most successful CEOs in America right now just became a woman. So maybe you are going to see that. I don't think we're there yet, though.
There's some NASA higher up that's trans, too, I remember.
Yeah?
Yeah, seeing something about that.
There's a guy on the cover of Forbes, I think, who's a chick now.
Yeah.
The guy that created Sirius Radio is trans.
Oh, really?
Was a guy and now's a girl.
I don't know. I think gays are better organized than trans. Trans don't even like each other. Like when we had Zoe Tour on, all those guys who actually cut their cocks off, they tend to be pretty conservative and constitutionalist and Republican, and that's why they cut their cocks off. Anyway, thanks for calling, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
The reason they cut their cocks off is because they see women as a real thing, almost the same way that, like, Pat Robertson or some evangelist sees women as a sacred thing. That's why they, have the little bob in the fucking handbag and I'm a lady. Like, they really believe in it. Whereas with the Caitlyn and the gender doesn't matter, that's sort of like an old lady seeing an eccentric gay man, like a drag queen.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't really get their thing together. But what I was going to say to you earlier is there's this tendency, especially with millennials, where they boil something down into a really simple statement, and then you have to attack that statement. So if you have a problem with people getting fined for having gay marriages, or people having to bake cakes for gay marriages, or priests or mayors.
No, I don't agree with that.
I understand. But that's what I see gay marriage is turning into. But you can't argue with people because they boiled gay marriage down to two people madly in love being prevented from being together. So when you bring it up with a young person today, they go, "What? It's not even a question. Of course two people in love can be together." Because that's what they've changed it into. And with this trans thing, it's like, someone wants to do something to themselves all alone. Why are you oppressing them? And in both cases, you go, no, it's about a much bigger deal than that. With the trans, it's about suicide and kids taking hormone blockers. And with the gay marriage, it's about people being forced to participate in a ceremony that isn't theirs. I mean, Native Americans don't allow women in the teepee when they're menstruating. You could argue that's sexist.
Because
I don't want to
that
force
attracts
them.
bears. No, it's real. That's why women can't go camping, is because, which is not true. But some genius man at some point made that up, that menstrual fluid attracts bears, and that's why women can't go camping.
Okay, but that's got nothing to do with teepees.
I know, but I wanted to honor whoever came up with that.
Good work, dude.
Yeah.
Good work. Mark from Texas, are you there? I think my screen's broken again, Garrett.
Yeah, I'm here.
How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing all right. I just wanted to bring your attention. Here's a website that I came across. It's called tuckfront.com. It's got a pretty interesting video on there.
Tuckfurt, F-U-R-T?
Tuckfrump. It's like fuck Trump, but reverse the T and the F.
Oh, Tuckfront. And what's on there? I thought it was going to be for transgender people to tuck their cocks behind their...
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me.
It sounds it, but apparently it's just more of the big old bandwagon of, trying to tell up Trump. But about a 3-minute video on there. It's pretty entertaining, typical.
All right, we'll check it out. Thanks for calling, Mark.
All right, thank you.
Liam from Canada, are you proud of your boy?
Gav!
Proud of your boy.
Gav, I'm fucking proud of your boy, buddy.
Fucking rights, eh?
Yeah, man, I just wanted to call in because I don't have Twitter or any social media or any shit, so a couple days ago you were asking about, like, where people are when they're listening to you and stuff. And I used to work up in the sands, right? But all them layoffs just happened, so I'm down in Calgary now, but I'm a crane operator. And I just wanted to say I fucking love your shit. And it's an awesome platform. A big shout out to Anthony. I've been a fan for like 10 years.
Thanks, Liam. Hey, Calgary must have gone from fucking Zurich to Detroit overnight, eh? The oil prices made it not cost effective to clear out that fucking oil sands.
Oh, it's crazy, man. 20,000 some people got laid off.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's taken a hard hit. And talking politics, like, if you were in Canada, like, I'm just shouting Trump all the time because we need a fucking Trump up here.
Well, you had one. You had Stephen Harper taking care of business, taking down unions, and now the fucking broads elected a male model.
Exactly, yeah. And Harper himself was from Calgary, too. So, there's a lot of pissed off fucking people here.
Fuck. You guys, when I saw that Justin Trudeau was in control, I thought, I'm not writing off Bernie Sanders anymore, eh? I could see him fucking taking charge.
Well, that's, it's because of all your buddies back east there. It's all the red provinces back east.
Yep. It's my people that fucked you. Sorry about that. Thanks for calling, Liam. We got to get through these calls. We're running out of time.
Hey, Gav, love you. Love your boy.
Proud of your boy. Okay, last call. We got Bitsy from Boston.
Yo, Gavin, I saw you got in a little Twitter battle last night with some redheaded Ed Sheeran wannabe.
Oh, you mean Copper Cab?
Yeah, I got my Twitter account banned trying to defend you. Well, it might be the second time this has happened. It happened with Anthony, too. So
I was pretty toasted last night. I don't remember tweeting much. Did I? Was I fighting with him? I remember saying that he delivered some serious blows to Nero and I don't remember much after that. Oh, I gave Doug Williams' address out. Shit.
He was attacking you because you don't support women or something? Or
Yeah, we had him on the show yesterday. He's a gift from God. The only thing we can't tell is he kidding or not?
I don't know, man.
I think he is.
He seems pretty serious, and you look through his pictures there on the Twitter feed.
Yeah, no, this is. I didn't tweet about him last night. Anyway, thanks for calling. I like you more than a friend.
Oh, I love you. Love you, buddy.
Folks, we're going to wrap up this show with a pre-recorded interview we did. It's very brief with Mercedes Carrera on Martin Luther King Day. We couldn't play it on Martin Luther King Day because Ann Coulter took up the whole show, and I don't think she's into adult film stars. She's very Christian, very Protestant. Can we roll that, Rat? Hi, Mercedes. How are you?
Hi, Gavin. I'm good. How are you?
Happy MLK Day.
Happy MLK Day to you, too.
MLK had a dream. I already told you about my dream. It involved a hand job.
Yes, you did.
It's funny that MLK's dream is so rational. Usually your dreams are you're riding a pony and then it has a chicken head and then it falls off and you both look down at your hands and they're made of soup or something.
Yeah, that's kind of a fun dream. I like that.
Have you heard these rumors about Martin Luther King being obsessed with fucking white chicks, especially prostitutes?
Well, those are his white bitches.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact quote, but he was like, I'm fucking for America right now. Now, this could have been the FBI trying to smear him, the CIA, but that's the story out on the streets.
Maybe he just liked fucking white bitches.
Who doesn't?
I know. They're popular. White bitches are popular. I like white bitches personally.
I remember hearing Eddie Murphy saying he prefers black chicks, and I think he married one. But when you hear him say that, you go, yeah, I know. You're kicking Mercedes Carrera out of bed for eating crackers. Yeah, sure, Ed, sure.
But I'm not white. So.
Oh, you count as white. If you would have got killed walking down the streets in the Ferguson riot, you're white.
Well, it's funny because my family in Puerto Rico is biracial, so everybody expects me to be one way. But my dad was like a hillbilly, redneck type, but he was more than a quarter Native American. I think he's half Native American or whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah, but we're all dying in the riot. I always say that to Jewish guys. They're like, sorry, man, you're a white dude. I'm not. I'm Jewish. I go, dude, in Ferguson at 1 a.m., if we both go, hi, can I help? We're both going to get hammers to the head.
It's funny, though, because Puerto Ricans and blacks are kind of, similar. So, because you live in New York. So there's a lot of, symbiosis there. So I don't know. In California, if you're Hispanic, you're probably Mexican, which means, so there's animosity there between black people and Mexicans for some reason, but in Puerto Ricans and black people seem to get along just fine.
Yeah, they both enjoy the selling of the cocaine in my neighborhood and sitting on their ass all day. I find that Dominicans and all the other Hispanics hate Puerto Ricans. If you're ever in a car service and you see any sort of Southern American or Central American flag hanging off the rearview mirror, all you have to do is say, how about those fucking Puerto Ricans, huh? And the Dominican or the whatever will go bananas Because the Puerto Ricans who got here, all they needed was their aunt to buy them a plane ticket. The Dominicans, every other Hispanic had to work his ass off to get there, so they are pissed.
Yeah, I mean, and the funny thing is, so my Puerto Rican family, they actually were totally fucked by the U.S. government annexing Puerto Rico because they owned tobacco plantations. I have slave traders and slaves in my family lineage, so it's all fucked up. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. But when they
Perfect day to be discussing this, Martin Luther King.
Yeah, well, so when the U.S. government annexed the island, it actually fucked my family over because they seized a lot of wealth. So my grandfather on the Puerto Rican side was part of the independence movement. They were the ones that tried to assassinate Truman, I think. Okay. So, or maybe it was Eisenhower. I can't remember which one they tried to assassinate. But it was an issue, and it's why my family left the island because my grandfather got in too deep with the liberation movement because they did not want to be part of the U.S.
I don't understand why they're part of the U.S. And every time I walk down South 4th Street in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, I go, why did we get you guys again? What was this for? Oil?
No, it was a strategic military position. Like the U.S. government has put military bases off Vieques and different places. It's basically like smack dab in the middle of the Caribbean. So
Just stick a base there. Didn't we do that? Don't we have one in Cuba right now? Just set it up and say, you got a problem with this? I'll blow your head off.
There was a bunch of wealth there too. Like when they annexed it, there was a ton of agricultural wealth. And then Puerto Rico now is a tax haven for the pharmaceutical industry. So it's so the people, like these are all the people who had been farmers or traders or whatever, they were all pushed into welfare and into the cities because all of the farmland was seized. And so the government really just fucked everything up in Puerto Rico.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
So Big Pharma now uses it as a tax haven. And what did we do with the farmland that we stole?
I think the government still just owns it, and they've turned it into military testing facilities. Like Vieques, they bomb it all the time. I mean, they really destroyed a lot of the eco culture that's there. Yeah, so that's why, that's what happened in Puerto Rico, and that's why a lot of Puerto Ricans are mad. And then they didn't have work because they stole the work, so the Puerto Ricans ended up in New York and Florida with nothing to do. And then they're U.S. citizens, and so they're like, well, fuck it, we'll just go on welfare. Fuck you, because you pretty much stole our island and all our work.
You know, you're so interesting. I get to see what it feels like to be gay and talk to naked women, because I didn't even think of your tits that entire time. So this is what it's like. This is what Rat sees when he talks to girls. I don't like it. I need you to get a lobotomy so I can get horny again. Thanks for coming on, Mercedes. Fascinating as per usual.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. I would like to thank my co-host here, Nick Mullen.
Thank you.
Who's at Nick Mullen on Twitter. That's 2 L's. I'd also like to thank that weird rap dude, Real Raucous, the lawyer Josh Smith, and the wonderful, as usual, Mercedes Carrera. It was a surprisingly racial show today. And my feeling with being white is I never would have brought it up if you didn't bring it up first. I don't strut down the street saying proud to be a white male, but when you try to make me feel ashamed of it, then I get pissed off. So you draw first blood and we will fight you. Otherwise, let's just leave everyone alone and stop telling other people what to do. I like you more than a friend. Keep it real.